There were many things about Jamaica that I didn't learn in school, like about the large number of animals and plants that used to flourish in Jamaica, but which now have gone extinct. Did you know that there used to be a native Jamaican monkey that roamed the trees in the forests that used to cover most of the island? Commonly seen in the time of the Spaniards, the Jamaican monkey, which had the biological name Xenothrix mcgregorii, may have survived into the 1700s. It is now extinct, probably due to overhunting. But monkey bones have been found in caves all around the island. One theory about the origin of the name Monig is that it is derived from Monesca savanna, meaning savanna of monkeys in Spanish. These creatures were more Jamaican than you or I, and the nation is poorer now that they are no more. More recently, pods of Pedro seals with the biological name Monachus tropicalis used to frolic in the waters and bays of Jamaica and our nearshore and offshore keys. I have read first-hand accounts of the killing of some of them in the 19th century. Bloody Bay in Hanover and Montego Bay in St. James are said to have got their names because of the many seals and whales slaughtered there for their blubber. Montego is a corruption of manteca, which means butter or lard. These marine animals were also common on Seal Key in the Pedro Bank, which today is called South Key, and at Seal Cove, which today is called Scott's Cove on the St. Elizabeth Westmoreland border. Can you imagine the attraction these seals would be for Jamaicans and tourists alike if these playful animals were still around? Bob Marley sang, "Good friends we've had, good friends we've lost along the way." Well, we've lost some good species along the way, which would have made life in Jamaica much more enjoyable. All the mongooses in Jamaica are descendants of the same nine animals imported to the island from India in 1872 to control the rat population on Spring Garden Estate in Portland. This rodent has been linked with the extinction of 5 Jamaican endemic invertebrates: 1 lizard, the giant galliwas; 1 snake, the black racer; 2 birds, the Jamaican porwheel and the Jamaican petrel; and 1 rodent, the Jamaican rice rat. The descendants of the planter that introduced that pest into Jamaica should spend their lives making up for that family mistake by becoming strong environmentalists and conservationists. Osborne's key mouse, also known as the larger Jamaican giant hutia, is a now extinct species of large rodent that once roamed this island. Remnants have been found in 6 caves in Jamaica and likely went extinct before humans settled the island. And fossil remains have been found of the extinct Jamaican flightless ibis, which has the biological name Xenicebus sympithicus. Now, some Jamaican animals not seen for many years are thought to be extinct. The endemic Jamaican stingless bees, reported by early settlers on the island, have probably been pushed out by the introduced stinging European variety of bees. The endemic bird, the Jamaican parrot, was last seen more than 100 years ago. It and the Jamaican endemic subspecies of the Bahama mockingbird are seen no more. The endemic bat species, which was known to roost in a cave in Manchester, is now possibly extinct. Let's talk about the Jamaican iguana, Cyclora colai, Jamaica's largest remaining native land animal. This was believed to be extinct, but its continued presence in the Hellshire Hills was confirmed just the other day in 1990 when a hunter retrieved a live specimen and brought it to the Hope Zoo. Since then, others have been bred in the Hope Zoo and have been released in the wild, but the Jamaican iguana remains the most endangered lizard in the world. The Ligny Plain was originally called El Iguania because of the many iguanas which roamed wild there. Up until the 1800s, iguanas were displayed in Jamaica's markets for sale, hanging by their tails. Our ancestors yammed them off. I'm not going to tell you exactly where they are. And there are probably only about 50 manatees left in the waters around Jamaica. Also called sea cows, these huge vegetarians often collide with small boats and get caught up by the propellers. Pretty soon, there will be none left. And there are other species on the verge of extinction that need protection. Otherwise, we will lose them forever. And I won't tell you where they survive, lest you or others who like wild meat seek to catch them and eat them. The Indian coney, or Jamaican hutia, Jamaica's largest living land animal, is now threatened with extinction. There is one known remaining stronghold of the Jamaican skink and one known colony of the fish-eating bat. One forest is the last known habitat of the following animals found nowhere else in Jamaica, found nowhere else in the world: the blind cave frog, 2 endemic thunder snakes, Trophidophis stole and Trophidophis jamaicensis, and the blue-tailed galliwas, Celestus dukenii. These animals are found nowhere else in the world, and if we lose these forests to deforestation, we will also lose these animals forever. As we begin the 3rd decade of the 21st century, let us resolve to preserve our biodiversity and the habitats which support them, lest we lose more species and punch more holes in the web of life that is Jamaica. God, the author of creation, has put us in charge of his world to care for it, not to destroy it. The prophet Isaiah reminds us in chapter 45, "For thus says the Lord, the creator of the heavens, who is God, the designer and maker of the earth, who established it. Not as an empty waste did he create it, but designing it to be lived in. I am the Lord, and there is no other." And that's from verse 8 of chapter 45. Every good Christian has a sacred duty to care for God's earth. I encourage you to support the conservation of nature and sustainable development in Jamaica. You'll be a better Christian for it.